Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for Darkness in Dublin, the Mage venue, where Morgan has just had such a thrilling little talk that I'm sure left Kevin feeling a little targeted, a little personally hunted down. It may be because they personally hunted him down, but details, technicalities. All the same, not long after Kevin leaves the bookshop, Morgan will do much the same, stepping out the front door, a phone to her ear. And it's surprisingly not long as she's kind of walking down the sidewalk that she's just like, son of a, hasn't come back into the things for nothing. And click. So she's got like that little anime like fuzz cloud of annoyance going on. As she starts looking around, she's got that eye patch flipped back down now that she has gotten back out into the public eye. And she will be glancing around and oh my, look at that. Kevin hasn't gotten very far, has he? Hey, buddy, what's Kevin doing? You want to say?
He is just finishing a phone call in a payphone that totally exists. A booth, even.
There will be a pause and a glance. Both because, oh shit, Kevin is still within a mile radius and payphones are still a thing. Double the skepticism. All the same, Morgan at this point has shoved her phone and her hands in her pockets. Has finally said fuck it, pulled out her emergency bag of Skittles. And as she strolls perhaps a little not so casually, with some little measure of intent towards this phone booth and the emerging poor Akashiana, she'll be popping Skittles. Shoot him a side glance.
What?
Idle shrug. Holds out a hand. Skittle.
No. Are you following me now?
No. Well, I wasn't. But then I saw you were here, and I thought I would ask you something.
What?
Her brow quirks up. You realize that wasn't an inquisition on you.
What do you want to know?
Want to know about Sideshow?
You've met the man. What do you want to know about him?
You and Owen gave me the impression that the reason he would react differently to me than to someone else is because I'm a peer of sorts. Well, Callie's the same kind of peer. And the last time we were there, his eyes didn't leave me the whole time. Didn't look at her once. Trying to suss out why. Shrug.
Look.
Pops that Skittle since he refused it.
When it comes to him, his reasoning is entirely beyond me. I just work there.
He just gets that vaguely annoyed glance. It's not annoyance at him, just annoyance at the facts. Because just because it's true doesn't mean she has to like it. There's nothing there either, huh?
Look, I don't know him on a deep personal level. If anyone did, it'd probably be, I don't know, his sister or something.
Is the sister any more approachable?
No.
Well, so much for that, too. Pops another Skittle.
No, we who happen to be employees have a habit of just kind of staying out of her way. Unless she's causing a sufficient ruckus.
A ruckus? She the ruckus causing type? Kind of just a puzzled glance.
She is the ruckus. She is the concept of the ruckus.
Oh. I like her. Oh, the idle shrug.
A lot of people say that.
No?
A lot of people who've never met her.
No, fair enough. About to say, most people here don't seem to be very appreciative of ruckuses. or the slightest hint of a ruckus. The vaguest insinuation of a ruckus, really. Gets them all up in a tizzy. Does a little, shoulder wiggle.
So let me get this straight. You want to know more about him because he made more eyes at you than at your friend. Is that what I'm picking up right now?
She kind of flicks a glance aside. You make it sound so shallow. In a way, yes, technically, if you want to put it that way. But no. I was given to understand a thing or two about how he works and how he thinks based on the idea that he treats other, whatever the fuck we are, differently. On the basis of us being what we are. But he obviously doesn't treat us all the same.
Look, maybe there's some hanging detail that you just haven't grabbed onto.
A lot of details I haven't grabbed onto. I've seen the man twice. Pops another Skittle.
Whatever it is, if you're trying to base it off of metaphysical guesswork, well, your guess is as good as mine, is as good as Kilkenny's. Difference
No one else.
between me and Mr. Kilkenny and our approach to these things is that I tend to know what's where and when I don't know what's where. And he tends to know the same thing, but plays it off like he knows all. And thus you get the most confident of things, spoken very directly, along with several death threats, and that is interacting with Mr. Kilkenny.
He does like his death threats, doesn't
Yes,
he?
he does.
He does that a lot. I think if I ever had a conversation with him where he didn't pull out a gun at least once, I'd have a heart attack.
Morgan,
Hmm?
do you know how many sentences I spoke before coming to Dublin within the last 5 to 6 years?
She turns a gauging look at him, pauses and really looks him up and down. Gonna go with 3.5.
You know, you wouldn't be far off. I didn't do a lot of talking. Ever since I have stepped foot in the city, I have done an exceptional amount of talking.
I get this distinct impression you're not a big fan of talking, Kevin.
I am not a big fan of talking.
That's a shame. I think you're a pleasant conversationalist. If only because you don't bullshit me. It's a rare and magical trait. You're practically a unicorn. Sage nod.
I may do things every now and again, but I don't have a lot of stock to put into lying.
I wish more people thought the way you did. Get to the bottom of things a lot faster, hash things out a lot more smoothly. It's not... We didn't pull you because we blamed you for anything. It's just we want to know what's going on, and the idea that there is a council that knows absolutely nothing about major things that are happening in the city is frustrating. And in the middle of this, she will pluck out another Skittle and again hold it out, an offering, between 2 fingers. Skittle.
No.
Still mad, huh?
And honestly,
the Skittle.
no, I just really don't like sugar.
Oh.
Honestly, I wouldn't call a single redhead with a series of serious complexes a major event.
What?
You'll figure it out.
It's not that I think this one person is particularly threatening. Most people respond the same way to having holes put in them, truth be told. But the problem is, I don't know that she's been fully vetted. I don't know that anyone has looked into her properly. And in the meantime, how long has she been here?
Don't know. Preceded me. Do you need me to take you to somewhere or someone?
It was just more making the point that we weren't after you, Kevin. You seemed pretty rattled.
There are ways things are done outside of this city, and a lot of times the people who do it are people that the other party knows.
Eyebrow just kind of quirks.
Just tends to be how it works out.
You know, Kevin, a lot of people think a lot of shit, but we're pretty fucking direct.
So, I mean, depending on how busy he is and what kind of mood he's in, foul. He's in a foul mood. You could ask the man himself if you really wanted to have a heart to heart.
She's kind of looking at him like, because let's face it, Sideshow can give many impressions. Having a heart is not especially one of them. It's not his strong suit. So she's just kind of flicking him another, like, vaguely rising eyebrow. Like, really? Would I have to wear a kimono again? Or whatever the hell those robes were?
Probably considering that this would be a social call.
Ugh.
And this is assuming he even has the time in his day.
I feel like a lot of the sense of urgency is lost in having to make a scheduled appointment. Don't you?
Okay. So
I'm not planning to walk in, I'm just saying.
we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk towards the corner store
Okay.
while I explain this to you.
Yeah, she starts just casually strolling along beside him. Doesn't seem to give a shit.
You can have a scheduled experience, which is the one that you are currently accustomed to, which, let's face it, while it's off-putting, is more or less a quiet and non-violent affair. Or you can have an unscheduled experience, complete with a sense of urgency, where the urgency is immediately and violently provided for you. This isn't a threat. This is just a fact of life where I exist right now. I am not going to do these things to you. I don't want things to happen to you. But if you do not follow a set of rules that are more or less enforced by one person with the power to enforce them, then the sense of urgency will happen. It will happen in a great many ways. And I'll be forced to watch, which is something I'd like not to happen too. Are we clear on the sense of urgency and the requirements thereof?
Yep.
Cool. Hang on for 5 minutes while I grab this stuff.
She does. She actually doesn't have an issue in the world with chilling around while
You do
Kevin
question
goes
why a
shopping at a
grown
corner
man
store.
requires so many tins of tuna. Continue.
If she will perhaps, especially. I mean, she'll probably even stroll with him because fuck it, who knows how much shit he's getting? It looked like a decent list. It's not that the list was long; it's just that there's like 50 cans of tuna involved. And I feel like by the time they get to the checkout line, she's just looking at him like, so? Big fan of tuna.
I like fish.
You know, maybe I'm out of bounds here, but most people who like fish bite. She kind of picks up one of the cans out of the bag. Real fish. Squints at it.
This is the cheapest and most bountiful of fish.
You're not wrong. Puts it back in the bag.
It's all fish and dairy.
All of it?
Yes.
Like egg, cheese, milk, fish.
Yes. Except the eggs don't count as dairy. But they're there.
This is true.
So I lied. It's not all
I mean,
fish
it
and dairy.
technically is on the dairy aisle.
The eggs are there by happenstance. They're karmically there.
Oh my god. She's just like so. limited diet or limited? Yeah, that's rude to ask. I'm just gonna.
I have
What?
preferences.
Do you want help carrying all that? That is a lot of tuna.
Nope.
Okay. The hand's gonna come up like, you know what? Okay. Continues
And
idly popping Skittles.
as he leaves. So, what do you want to do? 'Cause
Is
I'm
there,
gonna have to put these in my room. My
Is
room
there-
is a good ways in.
is there no one else who knows SciShow?
Personally, no.
There is his apprentice.
Me mostly.
No. As in his actual apprentice.
Oh, and the other
He has
guy.
one.
And apparently
girl.
his unknown daddy. God damn it.
Well, there's the other guy, but I don't like him.
What other guy? And what
I'm not the
girl?
only apprentice.
What? I
Swear to
mean,
God, he's
isn't
just
that...
hedging his bets with me.
I'll give Bob some info because they've never actually come up. He does in fact have a female apprentice, who her given name is Li Shen, but she calls herself the Transcendent Butterfly of Oblivion. That is her Akashic name. Great people have met her.
Morgan, you are going to owe me one.
What?
I didn't
For
want to
what?
do this.
For
I don't like the other one. The
The
other
other-
one is a rival to me.
what?
They're my right.
What?
I will explain. Here, enjoy this resplendent lobby while I go put this shit in my room.
Oh, Mr. Grant, we finally fixed your television.
That's awesome.
Yes, I'm not sure how, but it would appear as though, Mr. Grant, we respect you and value your patronage here at the Temple of a Thousand Happinesses. But we have to ask, sir, what did you do to that remote control?
There were difficulties. I might have gripped it a little hard.
All right, sir. That's fine. What kind of adhesive did you use to attempt to glue it back together?
I mean, I figured super glue would work. It didn't.
I see.
Sorry about that.
Morgan is making these noises. She's pretending not to pay attention, but the snorting.
It doesn't take Kevin too long to stow his crap in his room. Normally, many fridges are full of booze. His is full of milk.
It occurs to Morgan that as this is going on, she has never actually looked to see what this Temple of a Thousand Happinesses actually has to offer. So she's abandoned in the lobby. She will at some point be looking over the various features that this wonderful place has to offer. Whatever.
Think about it like a Las Vegas gambling casino, hotel, resort, and you're not far wrong. With a very, very... You guys have seen the very, very tasteful Asian elements, which is where SciShow and his goons hang out. However, the outer exterior is very racist. It's tacky. It's very commercial. It's "you're the lucky winner" kind of levels of bad taste. But it appears to be really popular. Like it's crowded with people, and it appears to be a popular destination. Interestingly enough, because gambling is actually illegal in Dublin. The only reason this is legal is because it's technically also a representative of the Asian trade consulate in Dublin, due to SciShow being an actual official. So they're skirting about 2 or 3 dozen sets of laws here.
Yeah, no, she is looking at that. She's looking at the fact that apparently there's fucking rooms here. She's looking at everything, all the various services and forms of entertainment, because this should be good.
Meanwhile, in the back, Tam!
What do you want, Mr. Grant?
Where's Lee?
How the fuck did I know?
Because you know things.
I mean, fine. She's outside in the Zen garden.
Thank you.
On a side note, stop telling people I know things, or else they're going to come to me, and then one day Tam will not know things, and then he will be 8 fingers Tam.
Duly noted. I'll,
Stupid Guilo.
comes back to Morgan. We're going to a garden.
You, not a fan of gardens, then? She, of course, puts down whatever pamphlet she was looking at and starts following
They brought
along.
you... Morgan, you found the all-you-can-eat buffet. You were happy for a while.
There was a moment wherein she was blissfully happy, because this is good sushi.
Well, Morgan, okay, finish your plate, and then we're going to a garden.
She like, holds up one of the rolls and is like, how can you go buy tuna when there is an all-you-can-eat buffet that has sushi?
It's not open all the time.
Oh. Yeah, that's fair. Now, thankfully, she hasn't grabbed a whole bunch, so she stuffs the last, goes ahead and stows the last couple. Again, she doesn't eat with any kind of, like, real urgency. She doesn't cram her mouth. It's just that it doesn't stop. It never stops. So she just kind of munches her way through the few that are left and, turns in the fucking plate. One of the little return hampers. And yeah, gets up to follow. Looking at her fingers.
So, I don't have any real warnings for you. I don't interact with the other one often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
She,
always this competitive for you guys?
no, not usually. But she preceded me. Things are tense. This has been an assignment.
Just keep being a baller, Ken. Or Kevin. Just keep being a baller.
Just keep in mind, the last time that I saw this lady, she was performing amputations.
Wait.
She's often, like me, used as a cat's paw and an enforcer, okay?
Fun times.
The difference between us being that she enjoys it.
Never introduce her to Callie. Ever.
That would be a weird night.
That would be way worse than a weird night.
All right. You guys will proceed out. Once again, it's very obvious. There are certain areas of this place that are very off limits to the public, including this place. Kevin, for the record, Kevin, you actually have an access key card that will get you into most of the areas that are off limits to the general public. So it even has a little picture with your face on it. So you will swipe it. You will find yourself in a large, circular, expansive room that is decorated with painted columns, and in the center of which there is a sand Zen garden with a large rock in the center of it. And sitting in the lotus position, her back incredibly straight, is this woman. I will point out, she is entirely covered in tattoos from head to foot, and she is entirely naked.
Yeah, the eyebrows kind of pop up like, oh, well, that's happening.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Enjoy, the scenery.
If it helps, there are very, very lovely reliefs painted on the pillars.
I suppose saying nice ink would be pretty gauche.
Please don't comment on the ink.
There's a vague smirk.
I've seen her smile at series of axes and knives the way people do at weddings and bar mitzvahs.
Konnichiwa, second apprentice of my master.
And good afternoon to you too, Miss Shen.
I'm so rolling to listen in on this conversation because this is already catty as fuck. I have like no dice for it, but I'm gonna try.
You happen to have some time in your schedule today?
Time is an illusion, second apprentice. I would have thought you would have mastered that lesson. You
Are
didn't
you
have to
doing
roll.
something right now?
They're not being quiet, Morgan.
Yeah,
Jesus.
they're just right there.
Morgan just politely like, man, this pillar. Yep.
There's somebody who would like to know a thing or two about our sworn lord and master. And you have been here, as you have pointed out, longer than me.
She stands up, and she turns. This character has an appearance score of 5, with her appearance score being striking. As she looks down at you with the very, very cold eyes, and she'll say, "Konnichiwa, Gaijin."
Then yeah. With that, Morgan will finally go, oh, well, I am involved in this conversation now. And she'll turn a glance. And I will appearance sub try to wow. That's a roll. These social rolls so good.
Mm.
I'm just gonna roll these 2 dice to see if she can not look one whole success of like, no, this is fine. You're not completely enthralling. That's cool. It's not very convincing.
I'm gonna roll to oppose that.
Feel free. I mean, it's the natural response, though. Morgan has a nasty case of the, no, I'm just waiting to wake up and I accept all of the absurdity that happens around me. So it's maybe not as sharp a reaction as she might expect.
So 3 successes.
Yeah. I mean, you can see through the fact that she's still trying to play it off even cooler than it is. It's not that she is unaffected. There are those slight, those slight shifts in expression and posture and whatnot. Because one tends to kind of stand in different ways when addressing people that they regard in different ways. She still straightens up a bit. She still, it's kind of that response one generally has to the token alpha bitch.
Mm-hmm. She looks down. As I said, she appears to be entirely emotionless as she looks down at you. The gaze is as cold as ice, but there's no malice in it. It just literally seems to be devoid of emotion.
Yep. And she will glance up and say, well, hi to you too. And we'll reach up and, if nothing else, because at this point she's come to take it as a polite gesture, we'll reach up and go ahead and take off the eye patch. It's a casual motion, really. Just kind of pulls it off over her hair.
I see.
So that she can look at her properly.
Is this how Gaijin greet one another? They present their deformities. In my culture, we bow. She will then bow.
Oh, that toothy smile. It's not a smile, but it's a smile. Oh, you're delightful.
In what way may I be of service to you, Gaijin?
Just trying to get my bearings. Perhaps not only in regards to your master, but I've noticed the reactions to some like me and to others are decidedly different, particularly in his company, and I want to know why.
I do not understand the question.
Maybe it's a cultural thing. When you spend an entire conversation with a group of people staring at one in particular, what would you mean by that? And she's holding fast eye contact. It's very similar to how she approaches a conversation with Sideshow. It's especially like in this chick's case, it's you are fucking dangerous and I will keep my eyes on you the whole fucking time.
To answer your question, if I was to keep eye contact with a single individual at the expense of all others, it would be because they were the only ones who were a challenge, the only ones who were a threat.
Huh. Still an answer that kind of puzzles me, but it does make a certain amount of sense as an answer. And if you were confronted with two who had the same kind of affliction, she kind of gestures up to, the side of her face with the red eye. And you still only bothered to stare at one.
Divinities are indeed divine. However, when a dragon is faced with its kin, only they may be of threat to it. It does not matter how heaven need roar. The dragon will not bow.
Oh, I think I'd die of shock if I ever saw him bow.
I understand your question. You are wondering why it is the master deigned to show you the respect a warrior shows another, when he would not deign to do so for your friend.
I do.
Because the master has marked you as a warrior who is worth his respect.
I can't say that he's seen either of us in combat. So
You
why?
think you will actually see a smile touch her lips, and she will say, "He has seen you in combat 1,000 times, 1,000 times."
Hmm. Apologies as I show my newness. At least this time around.
You do not understand, do you?
Not really, no. She just kind of shrugs. She just accepts it and puts it out there.
In the scope of his mind, he has fought you 1,000 times. Or more. You, in some of his deliberations or his possible outcomes of deliberation, were victorious.
There's a little bit of a squint. Not a threatening type of thing, just kind of a processing. But not Callie.
Clearly not. I would wager the difference. She'll point to the thing around your neck. Is that
And if we didn't have our toys,
I
you
don't
think you
know.
would gauge it differently?
You do, thus he did. There was no point in arguing the possible when it is the inevitable. For example, whenever myself and my master have fought, he has always said that in his own mind's eye, I will defeat him 1 in every 100 battles. This, to me, is a source of pride.
Hmm. Gotta wonder how many per one he thinks I'd win.
Only he can answer that.
True enough. Morgan proceeds to tuck this away, and the information that would offend Callie probably doesn't need to be passed on.
Why is it that this makes a difference? Your friend is simply weaker.
Is she?
That does not-
Or does she just not have as many pretty toys?
Once again, there's a shrug.
Wonder if Hysteria would turn to her if she wore it the next time. Dope.
Oh,
He died. He
he'll be
did.
back. He'll
Forever.
raise again.
No, he's dead. He's gone forever. Ugh.
Uh,
Oh, never mind.
hey, he's back, just like the prophecy foretold.
Anything is possible. But then again, I would ponder why it is that you measure your worth based on the assessments of others.
Oh. Oh no, don't make that assumption. No, I'm looking to understand. There's a lot of things I have yet to get figured out.
Pride is always the enemy of your dharma, Gaijin.
And again, at the word Gaijin, she's just like, man, there's a visible, like, she's not gravely insulted. It's just like, wow, just softballing it in there. 0 fucks. Noted.
Is that all that you required me for, second apprentice to my master?
Yes, Miss Shen. That would be about it.
Very good. She will sink back into the lotus position and close her eyes.
And as they turn about, presumably to leave, note that Morgan will not be turning about casually. She will keep her head canted ever so slightly. You know, as if it's to look to Kevin. But nah, this chick.
And
she's keeping the peripherals on her as they head out.
Kevin will walk them out.
And once they've gone through the nice key-carded door, she will finally see fit to go, man, I see why you don't like talking to her.
I'll let you in on something. We're all given names at a certain point. I wasn't.
The only name I have is the one I gave myself.
There's no use in naming something that will inevitably become nothing. That's what I was told.
Won't we all?
Not necessarily. But as for me, I am the void, and the void is within me. Are you satisfied?
Kevin cringes at the Avatar Legend of Korra reference. Continue.
She just picks up a hand and offers him like a... And, I mean, you could see it as patronizing, but in her case, she sees it as kind of doting. She reaches up and gives him a pat on his scraggly cheek. Well, I still like you.
I'm glad.
And there ain't a lot of people in this city I can say that about, so congratulations.
Well, the deeper you delve into these kinds of things, the more people like that you're going to meet.
I'm not even surprised anymore. She meant Gaijin just as bad as she's...
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I figured. Look, man, even I've seen some anime. Come on.
The only reason she doesn't throw it at me is because I'm a member.
I'm pretty sure she called you Gaijin too, didn't she? Or was it just me? Am I special?
It was softer. It's all in the soft G.
All in the soft G, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, considering how big courtesy is around here. She kind of gives the eyebrow owl. How much trouble would she get in for that shit?
Not much. She's a very valuable weapon.
Well, poo on her. Still rude.
Poo on
There's
us
some
all.
big hospitality nonsense.
She is a very valuable weapon.
Also, from Kevin's perspective, she was entirely hospitable. She didn't break hospitality once.
He's not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
It's not necessarily breaking hospitality. You can be rude without breaking hospitality.
Mm-hmm. Also, technically, Gaijin means foreigner.
This is true, but a little emphasis makes it a little more than a generic term.
That's for you to determine.
That's what she's like. She meant that as bad as it sounded, didn't she? Yeah.
It's all in the soft G.
Yeah. It's all in the soft G.
Anything else? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'd really prefer not to repeat that process.
Oh, I wouldn't make you do that twice. I suppose the next time I want to come around, I'll make an appointment just like everyone else.
Please do.
Though at this rate, who am I joking? He wouldn't actually want to see me for anything. It'd be fun to make turnabout fair play, but what are the fucking chances? He'd give a shit enough to make an appointment to see me. Oh well, it would have been fun to be spiteful.
Anything's possible, Miss Morgan. As per the usual, thank you for your patronage and visit to the Temple of a Thousand Happinesses.
Don't, Kevin. Come on. You're not on the clock, are you?
I'm always on the clock.
Yeah, you don't need to touch my butt on the way out. It's okay.
Oh, then I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah, huh? This door, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, have fun with your tuna. And I'm gonna go.
All right. See ya.
And yeah, she'll pass through the door back into the main chaos. All
You're
the
the
lights,
lucky winner!
lights and the buzzers and the screaming and the she will wade through this. Still looking like a weirdo because, let's face it, that is a gaudy necklace and she is wearing a fur around her waist. Zero fucks given. At least she's not wearing it on her head, though. But yeah, she will wade through all of these fucking... I mean, are they even tourists, really? Just
Not
all
really,
these
they're more locals.
people. Yeah. Just kind of wade her way out. Give a little nod and a kind of mock salute to any of the staff that happen to make eye contact and aren't trying to pull her in to play some fucking game. Just the ones who are doing their fucking shit. So she's polite enough, but we'll wade towards the entrance.
Okay.
And unless she is stopped for some reason or another, we'll go ahead and wander her ass out.
So in that case, thank you players for playing, thank you watchers for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin where never forget, you're the lucky winner!